today is kind of important that you hear what I'm saying. Because people are often like, how do you do it? Like the joke is like, how do I be more like Adele? Not like you should want to be more like Adele. You should want to be more like how you are. Because as Emerson says, imitation is not the greatest form of flattery. It's actually blasphemy, because you should be doing you, not me. But, and I'll actually pull the Emerson quote. It's pretty spectacular. But imitation is when you don't trust yourself enough to actually go after your own thing. But what I will say is people are like, well, how do you do it? And how I do it is actually imploring everything that I'm teaching you, not just hypothetically, but actually like every day being disciplined about where's my thinking, where am I feeling, what actions am I taking, over and over and over again. And kind of like we talked about yesterday, I have, I have planted the seeds for so long that now I'm in the harvesting in the business. But I'm also planting seeds for next year and actually for 2 years out. But I wanted to bring this idea of what are you asking for today, magical thinking, because here's the thing. People will say to me, they're like, well, I want to make 50,000 a month or something. Okay. So then they're like, dear God, please bring me 50,000 a month. But like, no, but this is what this is the thing though. It's like magical thinking is the inaccurate use of cause and effect, and it will kill you every time. It's superstition. Dear God, bring me $50,000 is actually not only magical thinking, but you don't understand the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. So let me kind of break this up a bit, because I think if you really get what I'm saying today, sorry, the sun's always in my eye, you'll actually understand that you can generate the most amount of resources like that you just never thought were possible. Okay. So when you look at the law of perpetual transmutation of energy, it says that everything, spirit and energy, exists everywhere at the same time in the same place. So we're surrounded by it, universal energy. You want to call it God, spirit, energy, whatever you want to call it. And it's available to everyone at the same place and at the same time. Now, what happens is when you form an image in your mind, so let's say you wanted, okay, let's use the idea of a chair. So somebody developed the idea of a chair, okay? Now the person, because we have the power to choose and visualize, he or she visualized the chair, but the information about the idea of a chair came from the knowledge that's in the universe. Are you with me so far? So the knowledge in the universe gives you, it's like all of a sudden you get this insight about something. You're like, you get an idea. Now the idea is present in the universe for everybody, but you are tuned into that idea. So you are able to then visualize the idea. Okay, just stay with me for a sec. Now, we then bring the idea into manifestation because we're human beings and we have this triad of manifestation, thoughts, emotions, and action. But the key to understand is that God, so this is where you ask, what's God's job? What's my job? God's job is to provide you. So let me give it to you this way. God created the tree, you created the chair. I'm going to say that again. God creates the opportunity. The human being creates the actual thing. So when you ask, dear God, for the chair, you're not asking for the right thing because God's not going to create a chair. You ask God for the opportunity. So with money, let's look at money for a second. If you're like, dear God, bring me $50,000, you're actually not understanding that God didn't create money. Human beings created coins and dollar bills, but the idea of money came from God. So you have to really think, what am I asking for? Is like, am I asking God for the opportunity or am I asking him for the money? You shouldn't be asking him for the money. You should say, dear God, bring me the opportunity, meaning person. The person is the opportunity. The opportunity is not a pen. It's not a tree. The opportunity comes through people. Therefore, the money comes through people. But if you don't talk to people about the opportunity, then asking God to send you $50,000 from the heavens is magical thinking. Don't take simplicity for weakness in this conversation, because you don't understand still, some of you, I think, that you're asking for the wrong thing. Dear God, bring me the people, because the money is a man-made construct. God created the idea of it, because the only reason someone could even manifest anything, and that includes you, your ideas are coming from source. They're not even your own, but they're meant to come through you because you're a human being. They don't come through animals. So you have to look for the opportunity in another person. God created people, people created money. Your job is to ask people for the sale, for the opportunity. But do you see how people can get caught in magical thinking? They're like, I tuned in my energy, I burned incense, I sat on a cushion, I got in the vibratory field, and I have no idea why the money's not coming. I was, no offense, like I was there too. Like I'm laughing because I used to think, well, I'm meditating, you know, I'm setting the intention, and I don't know where the money is. And it's like, you haven't fucking asked anybody to buy anything from you. What, like, you're asking the wrong. God is not creating the chair. He created the tree. God created nature. Nature then provides Sarah. If Sarah has an idea, I want to construct something that people could put a glass on, let's call that a table. That idea came through God, from God through Sarah. This is why money doesn't come, money comes through God, or sorry, from God through people. But if you ask for the wrong thing and it doesn't come, and then you're like, this thing doesn't work, it's just because you're just not asking for the right thing. So you have to keep asking yourself, what is the cause of the effect I desire? What's the cause? We've talked about this a million times. The only thing that moves money is sales, which you do with other human beings. It's not from sitting and meditating or praying to God. You pray to God. The key that I want you to get is you pray or you ask for the opportunity. And then you stay open to how the opportunity presents itself. You don't get attached to, it has to come through Sarah, or it has to come through Stephanie. You just ask for the opportunity. And then it becomes about continuously lifting your thoughts and lifting your actions to grow into this person that's able to receive. You know, you've heard that term, expand your container. I truly believe that, you know, whatever you're able to manifest is a function of your own personal growth. It's how big your container is to receive. You have to grow into the possibility of being effective at these conversations, effective at asking people, of basically how willing are you to tolerate no's? Like 10,000 no's if it takes to get to the yes. Like I was having that conversation this morning with my partner, Dave, because he's starting a new business, and we were talking about the sales conversation, and you know, a couple people said no, and I could see right away the defeat in his eyes. You know, it's a natural thing because he's moving into something new. And I literally said to him, like, can I offer you something? He's like, yes, please. I'm like, you have to get the defeat out of the way right away. It's not going to happen the first two conversations. It actually wouldn't serve you if it happened in the first two conversations. You have to be willing to fail miserably. You have to be willing. If you are avoiding pain, you'll never find your greatness. You need to put that on a sticky, like write it on your forehead, get it tattooed on the wall. If you're literally like, get it tattooed on your body today. Let's go get a group fucking tattoo. If I'm trying to avoid pain, I will never find my greatness. That would be a fucking sick tattoo right here, right here. You're avoiding pain, but the phoenix rises from the ashes, not from like unicorns and rainbows. You have to make mistakes because that's what makes you wise. That's what makes you effective. That's what makes you say, I don't give a shit if people tell me no. I'll call them until they tell me to screw the hell off. Because that's how committed I am that to not only my success, but the gift that I have in the world to share with other people and get over my own shit. You need to listen to this on replay, just even the audio of this every day. Like, you are asking God to bring you a chair. God doesn't make chairs. He makes people. He made the tree. God's not going to send you money from the heavens as much as you might will that to happen. He's going to send you someone named Sally, and Sally is going to then talk to someone named Peter, and Peter's going to have the person that you need to talk to for that other opportunity. But if you're looking in the wrong place, if you're like, oh no, it's not Sally because I've got my head over here about money, you're missing the fact that the money comes through people. And we have to really get over this idea of trying to mitigate pain, because that's more painful than just understanding that every human being that has gone through this, that has achieved a level of greatness in their life, in whatever area that is for you, has had to go through pain in order to grow into the person. It's the hero's journey. Read Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey. It is everyone that you can, in research, if I've read it and watched a lot of biographies, because I think it's fascinating to see the through line in like all these people's lives. Every one of them at one point was lost. They fell flat on their face. Everybody told them they were stupid and crazy. The Wright brothers, the only reason they were able to learn how to fly a plane is because they were willing to fail 10,000 times until that flight took off, and now we fly. But most people are they get 2 no's and they're just like, I'm done. It's like, well, then don't even try. Don't even start. You want the goal, but you're not willing to do what it takes to get to the goal. That's what needs to change. It's like you're not going to get the million without the blood, sweat, tears, like more tears again, couple smiles, couple glasses of wine, a couple, it's all part of the beauty of the process. So and here's the other thing I'm going to leave you with. You have to dig deep for your greatness. You have to dig deep. You all have like beyond so much greatness. But number one, what are you asking for? Are you asking, where's the cause and effect? Like, you have to get what's God's job, what's human's job. Money is never going to come from God. It's going to come through other people. God made the people. But this is where magical thinking, as you can see, will crush people, because they're like, well, I asked God for the money, and he, like, I guess God doesn't want me to have the money. And then they'll create some story of it wasn't meant to be. That's where it just like, so it's meant to be. You're just not asking in the right place. So today, I really want you to think about that. I want you to think about, where am I still employing magical thinking or superstition or the inaccurate cause and effect? What is the cause of the effect I desire? If I desire more money, what's the cause of that? The only thing that moves money is sales. I don't care what other books you're like, that is the only thing. A sale is an exchange. If I ask Hannah for $50 and she gives it to me, that's also a sale. Money moves from one human being to another. You ask for the opportunity, which you ask God, show me the people, show me the opportunity. And then you listen, and you don't get attached to who you think the opportunity needs to come through. Clear? Very clear? Okay. Make sure you think about that. Whatever am I asking for? And I'll leave you this last thing to make sure you write down. If you avoid pain, you'll never find your greatness. The phoenix rises from the ashes. Okay? So I want you to think about that this weekend. I want you to think about Love you too. Thank you. I want you to think about, am I asking God for the money or for the opportunity? And just start to switch that in your mind. Visualize, here's the thing, here's the key. Visualize the money, visualize how it feels to achieve the goal, but then ask for the opportunity. Make sense? Visualize what you want, but ask for the opportunity. Okay? Clear? Okay. Amazing, ladies. I'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Okay. Bye.